Devarshi Narada and Sage Sandilya wrote famous Bhakti Sutras. Chaturvedi, who is known as Kali Vaishya, was the scholar of four Vedas and belongs to the lineage of Sandilya. Sitanath Banerjee, who belongs to this lineage, married Nistarini, the daughter of Kanakalata Devi. Jageshwar, their son, brought Shyam Sundar to Sonamukhi. He was the great grandfather of Srikant Banerjee. Srikant Banerjee was the grandfather of our Haranath Prabhu. Once, Srikant had shown the hand of his son Jairam to a famous astrologer. He said to Srikant, "Dear sir, this boy is a great devotee of Lord Narayana. He is a noble one too. One son born to him will be the incarnation of the Lord Almighty. Because of him, your genealogy will be sanctified." At the time of this prophecy, Jairam was of 13 years age. He felt shy on hearing this. In his heart, he decided not to marry at all. He did not marry till he was 30 years old. From the very young age, Jairam became an ardent devotee of Lord Narayana. He used to perform daily puja of Damodara Saligrama Sila, form of Lord Narayana, for over 3 hours. During such adoration, he was totally forgetful of his surroundings. Elders thought that he would totally neglect his studies in this process. So, they did not permit him to continue with his adoration. Out of great dejection, one day he decided to commit suicide in the nearby jungle. One relative happened to know about this. He saved the boy and handed him over to his family. They wondered at the determined attitude of the boy and allowed him to continue with the worship in the usual manner. On one day, when Jairam was walking alone, a Siddha Purusha met him. "Jairam, dear boy, Lord Narayana is very much pleased with your worship, dedication, and devotion. Avoid the thought of suicide once for all. It is not acceptable to Krishna. Also, such thought would cause him great pain. One of your sons will be Mahatma, he told fondly to Jairam. Srikanta died in the year 1820. Jairam was 15 years of age at that time. He came to Sonamukhi from Baliara to perform the funeral rites of his father. His stepmother, Bhadrakali, and her children did not allow him to perform the same. A rich and kind hearted person by name Nupur Chandra Banerjee of Sonamukhi helped Jairam both monetarily and physically in the performance of his father's funeral rites. Nupur Babu was running shell-lac business in Calcutta. He employed Jairam as a clerk on 3 rupees per month with free boarding and lodging in his firm in Calcutta. While he was serving in Calcutta, Jairam suffered from severe smallpox. None came nearby to help him. Lying on the bed in precarious condition, he suffered alone. He repented for not having married. Someone came into the room to keep a lamp. He gestured to that person to give him some water to drink. The person mistook Jairam's condition to be the condition of dying patient and left the room in a hurry, closing its door. One night, Jairam's room was filled with divine light. Two divine personalities appeared before him. Bhagwan had touched his head lovingly. With that divine touch, Jairam recovered fast. He determined to have a life partner. Bhagavati Sundari Devi was born in the year 1826 AD. Dasu Thakur Rani Kartika Chandra Chakravarti were her parents. The marriage of Jairam and Bhagavati Sundari Devi was celebrated in the year 1835 AD. At that time, Jairam was 29 years of age. Their marriage was divine cogitation. Therefore, the supreme lover, Golok Hari, incarnated as their son for being appointed as Mahapremavatar. Before installation of Sivalinga, one sadhu had come to Sonamukhi. He went straight Bhagavati Devi in the kitchen. The following was the conversation between them. Sadhu.
Mother, I am your guest today.
Bhagavati Devi.
Please go to the front room. My people will serve you food as desired. Why did you come here?
Sadhu.
No, mother. I will stay in Shiv Mandir. I will take food cooked by you. Only serve me with spilled dal prepared in the afternoon.
Bhagavati Devi sent luchis, sweets, split dal as desired by Sadhu. He accepted and took rest in the temple for that night. He also lit Duni. Bhagavati Devi locked the door from outside. Next day, on opening the door, she found neither Sadhu nor Duni. Sadhu appeared in the dream of Jairam and said, I am satisfied with the reception of mother. I will stay there. Jairam came to Sonamukhi and heard the same from his wife. He pacified her, saying, Sadhu was much satisfied. Have no worry. This happened on 15th September 1864. Shivalinga arrived from Kasi for installation. Jairam desired to install it along with Bhagavati Devi. She was pregnant by 10th May 1865. Jairam called for a discussion of Pandits about the issue. Pandits did not give their consent as she was pregnant. Bhagavati Devi was listening from inside. At that time, she was under the influence of some supernatural power. She came straight to the Pandits, recited some Sanskrit slokas in support of Jairam's proposal. The Pandits finally conceded. She went inside, fell down in a swoon. When she came out of it, she asked, What happened? Can anyone tell me? This was surprised one and all. Jairam liked worship of Narayana than any other god. He never went to a Shiva temple. We know that he was worshipping Damodara Saligraham at Bailara when the sadhu met him. The same sadhu appeared to him in a dream in 1863 and advised him, Don't undermine the worship of Lord Shiva. One should not show any discrimination between the worship of Lord Shiva and Kesava. By indulging in such discrimination, one can never escape from the cycle of birth and death. Construct a Shiva temple. Perform puja of Lord Shiva and also Radha Shamsundar. Napur Chandra Banerjee helped in the construction of Shambhunath temple in 1864. Perhaps this must be the reason for naming his son born on 5th June 1863 as Sivanarayan. Construction of Shiva temple was completed. Jairam and Bhagavati Devi performed installation ceremony on 10th May 1865. Various kinds of puja were performed with great pomp and grandeur for 27 days. Narayana Seva was also done on all these days. Shiva temple was named as Shambhunath temple. We know that one sannyasi came to Sonamukhi on 15th September 1864 to see Bhagavati Devi. Mother, I have taken my place in your womb. After 290 days of sannyasi's visit, Harnath was born on 1st July 1865 in a cowshed when people of Sonamukhi explained in a loud voice, Hari Bol. Bhagavati Devi woke up early morning so as to attend to morning chores. There was an earthquake. She was pregnant at that time. She was a bit afraid. Some ladies came to her help and made her to sleep on a cot in the cowshed. The cowshed was lit with dazzling light. A male child was born when people of Sonamukhi exclaimed in loud voice, Hari Bol. The ladies opened their eyes and saw the just born baby. On the day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born, it was lunar eclipse day. People of Navadvip explained in loud voice, Hari Bol.